So my first 5 months, I made a total of 1,000 over 5 months, and that was anywhere from like $5 to $700. This past month, June was my absolute best, and I made 14,000 in the
Oh
month of
my
June
God.
alone. And my GMV was 140,000.
So if someone is on the fence about joining 7FA, what would you tell them? Like, why should they take action now?
Best case, you take a shot, and then you see $14,000 a month, $30,000 a month. I refuse to quit. That was the biggest thing, and
Yo, what is up, YouTube family? So I'm here with one of my clients today, Irvin. My man has been absolutely crushing the past couple
yes.
of weeks. So I'm so stoked to have you here on the YouTube channel, my man. If you want to briefly introduce yourself to the viewers and tell us what you do, my man.
Yeah, absolutely. So my name is Irvin Rivera. I live here in the beautiful capital of the United States, Washington, D.C. And I've been doing TikTok Shop for 6 months now. Started in January, right after the holidays. And I'm doing that outside of my full-time job, which is a tattoo artist. So now it's picking up momentum, and I'm right at that point where I'm just like, holy crap, what's going on?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Dude, and I kind of forgot that you started literally in January. So we're like literally right around the 7 month mark, huh?
Yeah, literally. So I think I started posting in February because if I go back to my income, nothing's there for January. So I think I started warming up in January and hit it in February.
Gotcha. Gotcha, man. Yeah. And if you want to talk a little bit about like what was your income actually looking like back when you first got started? Like what were your results looking like with TikTok Shop Affiliate before you got started?
Yeah, so I actually started TikTok with you guys. I didn't have a shop before that. I had the app, but it was just to post here and there for fun. But I didn't had no idea what TikTok shop was until I saw your content on Instagram actually, which is what I use
Mhm.
primarily. And I was just like, I kind of relate to this person. You talked about retiring your parents, your girl, living the life you wanted. And I was just like, well, that's literally me. So
Yeah.
I put a lot of trust in the process, and that's when I reached out, and that's when I started obviously hopping over to TikTok and using that a little more actively than Instagram.
Yeah, gotcha, man. Yeah, so starting from complete scratch. So what would you say? I mean, obviously, like you got the strategy like literally day one, but what would you say were kind of like some of the biggest struggles in those beginning stages, like coming from someone who doesn't really have a ton of content experience, who hasn't really put themselves out there on social media? What were some of those struggles for you at first?
So, a great question because I thought, and I said this in my initial interview with you guys, you, Nico, and Hugo, I thought just being comfortable on camera was the golden ticket. Little did I know it was like such a fraction of the whole process. So, I came into it very ambitious, very excited. And then I started learning like you got to do hooks, proof, story, CTA, just such a structure that was required to really compete and really, get those earnings coming in. So it was I feel like I wasn't blindsided, but I was just very naive in the sense of like what it really took to
Yeah.
do winning angles and things like that. So it was like I was absolutely learning everything from the start. And I would
Yeah.
say that was the biggest surprise was just knowing how serious and how like intentional it has to be, not just hitting play and here's the product.
Yeah, yeah, man. And I'm so glad that you brought that up because so many people look at this from like an outside perspective and they're like, oh, like I could do what they're doing. I see a lot of like, especially beginner affiliates, they say this about like Lush or something like, oh, his content isn't that good or like I could do this. I'm like, sure you
That
could,
was
right?
me.
Yeah, no. So it's like there's definitely like a structure process if you actually want to get like really good results. So how would you say your approach to creating content and finding these winning products has changed over time? Like maybe from the beginning to now?
For sure. So aside from you guys obviously providing the winning products, which is a gold mine, it's such a hack.
I
It,
appreciate
not
it.
just not just relying on those things, but obviously you guys also teach us how to find our own products and the
Mhm.
methods and things like that. So the confidence was built from you guys not only providing what a winning product looks like, but how to research and how to find it and how to
Yeah,
go about it. Like if it's gonna take a week to get there, order elsewhere so you can get it in a day or two and just hit the ground running. So it was all
exactly.
those little tips that compounded and really gets you there.
1000%. Yeah. And I mean, that's the thing. Like, obviously, we give out those winning products. And it's funny because, like, every interview we do, I feel like everybody always says that's like, dude, the winners you guys give out, they're golden. But it's also like the fact that we teach you, man. And as far as like the creating content process, I know you touched a little bit about in terms of like the structure, but how would you say that's actually changed like from the beginning again to like right now?
Oh man. So before I was kind of just my relationship with content creation was completely different at first because I wasn't honestly respecting the craft because I thought if I could just hit play, oh, here's a product, it does this, this, and this. There's a link right there. I learned that like there's such a method to the madness.
Yeah.
There is such structure. You learn you have to hook somebody first. Like there's two big parts: hooking somebody and then retaining that information, retaining their attention, and then closing them and getting to buy. So just learning all that, you can't learn overnight. And that's why it took me such a long time to really get through my thick head. I'm very
Mhm.
stubborn. So just repeating that and getting better and better and better and trusting the process is the biggest takeaway.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I feel like that was like another big part of your success. Like, I mean, I don't think that you were stubborn necessarily, but it's just like the fact that you were going to make this work. You know, that was your mindset. It's like, yeah, it kind of took us a while to get the ball rolling, but dude, once you did, it's like I was telling you, bro, it's like the longer it takes to hit that breakthrough, it's like honestly, sometimes it's better, bro, because and just for context for the people watching, it took Irvin about 6 to 7 months before he finally hit that breakthrough. And we'll talk here shortly about like what he's been able to do now. But sometimes it's like the longer you build the foundation, the better, bro. Because like now I know that you're never gonna dip below a 10K month again because you have that foundation built. And also, it's like I know that you have the skill to maintain it because it's not like you're an overnight wonder where it's like your first weekend you made like a crazy amount of money and then you're going to get lazy. It's like, no, you did this for 6 months without seeing results and then it hit. So it's like, I know you're going to keep at it, you know? So I think like there is benefits in this taking a while. Like, yes, sometimes it sucks in the process and you're wondering if this is even going to work, but then it works out and you're just in a much better spot overall, man. So like I said, if you want to touch a little bit about like what have you been able to accomplish as of recently, like what have been your results with TikTok Shop?
Sure thing. So my first 5 months, I made a total of 1,000 over 5 months, and that was anywhere from like $5 to $700, which is amazing, especially for a job outside of your full time. Like that pays some of my bills, if not half my rent, kind of thing. So very blessed for that, even. But this past month, June was my absolute best, and I made 14,000 in the
Oh
month of
my
June
God.
alone, which is just insane, man.
14,000.
Yeah, and my GMV was 140,000.
Dude,
GMB, and then
that's
14 pure
insane.
profit. Yeah.
That's crazy, bro. And like this literally blew my mind. Like I knew Irvin was gonna hit a 10K month. Like I knew it was only a matter of time, especially because like everything was improving. Like his product selection was getting better. His content overall was getting so much better. And I was like, dude, I just know his breakthrough is coming as long as he just keeps going. And when it happened, I was like, holy fuck, because it wasn't just the 10K month, it was the fact that you immediately like went to a 14K profit
Yeah. It
month,
just kept
which
going up,
is
man.
it's insane. And last month, like the month before that, you were at what was it, 700?
It was 700 because that's when I got very intentional with my process.
Yeah.
Something just clicked, man. I was just like, I need to focus and stop just getting on camera. I need to take everything you guys gave me, and I will credit obviously all of you, but the feedback you guys gave me, especially in Slack, once you guys started critiquing my videos and they were like anywhere from 8 to 10 out of tens, I was just like, okay, I obviously am doing something right. I need to stop overthinking, stop questioning, and stop asking questions and just get to work. It's exactly what I did.
Yeah, I love that you worded it that way, man, because I think like every creator, as long as they stay consistent, they get to a point where their content starts to get really good. And sometimes they're still not seeing the results and they're like, what's going on? Like, why am I not seeing results yet? And it's literally just a matter of time. And some people, it's sad to say, like they reach that point where they're like an 8 out of 10 creator, 9 out of 10 creator, but they just don't keep going. So they're never able to see that breakthrough. But it's like you said, if you trust the process, if you trust in our feedback, you just keep going. Eventually, you will hit that breakthrough. You're going to hit that winning product, and boom, like you just hit a 14K profit month, which is just absurd, bro. It's amazing, man.
Awesome.
So, I mean, how much time would you say that you're spending daily on this, like weekly, on this, new TikTok shop? Because I know obviously you're a tattoo artist as well, so that takes time. I
Yeah,
guess to tell the people, how much time is this actually going to take?
sure thing. So let's say it's a day off from my full time job. I wake up, go to the gym, and I get home 10, 11 a.m. until 4 p.m. I'm recording. I take a break for dinner, say hi to my girl, kind of chat it up a little bit, and then in the evening I edit or send it to my editor now that I have an editor,
Now he has
and
an editor.
then
Let's go.
yeah, and then I post. So honestly, when coming into this and you're like, it can't be a full time job, it's just TikTok. I spend every day probably 8 hours in total. on my days off. And when I'm working as an artist, I wake up, I check, I'll check what's new. And then at work in between sessions, I'll maybe scroll TikTok. Maybe I'll post a video I haven't posted yet. Or I'm always thinking TikTok if I'm not tattooing actively. So it's
Yeah.
always brewing, it's always going. It's never a day off, it's never a time off. It's always just focus on the goal.
Yeah, yeah, dude. And it's kind of like becoming an entrepreneur. It's like, it's kind of like an obsession. Like you think about it 24/7. Like from the moment that my eyes open, I'm thinking about the business for TikTok shop. The moment my eyes close, I'm thinking about the business or TikTok shop. And literally last night, I was like, getting heart palpitations because I'm thinking about the business. I'm thinking about the retreat. I'm like, fuck, I got to make sure this is amazing, But,
Yeah.
um, yeah, like, dude, I like to ask that because I don't want people to get the wrong idea. I don't want people to think like, oh, this is just a get rich quick scheme, And I hate seeing like those ads or those people that are like, you only need 30 minutes a day. You can, sit margaritas on the beach and do whatever you want. It's like, I mean, if you want to make like $500 a month, maybe, but if you want to
Yeah.
actually make life changing amount of money, like Irvin just hit a 14K profit month. If you want to hit 6 figures a year, potentially even 7 figures a year, it's going to take work. It's like nothing worth having in life is going to come easy. It's going to take work and it's going to take brute force. So I really want to emphasize that as well, man. And what would you say your experience was actually like inside of 7 figure affiliate? Like what part of the support or training would you say was the most valuable to your success?
I think so. 7FA is basically a machine that never stops running. During your highs, during your lows, you can just open the app, look at the feedback, the questions, the wins. Something's always going on.
Yeah.
That if you feel like you're down and out, if you feel like you just lost all motivation, you just open the Discord, dude, and there's people going hard, and you're like, wait, these are I'm comparing to these people, like I'm comparing myself to these people, but they didn't make any excuses. Jonathan, man, shout out. I
Oh
70
my
hours a week
God.
making 10K. It's like, bro, I work maybe 30. So it's
Dude,
just the
yes.
fact that you guys are always there. You guys are always reliable. And if it's not you guys responding, it's someone else. It's another person in the group, even though you guys eventually will respond. It's just it's such a peace of mind and such a place to go to not only boost your confidence but let you know that people have the
Yeah.
discipline that you feel you have and that you can have. So it's just if your standards here, everybody else's standards here, so you're inevitably gonna go up.
Yeah, 1,000%, man. And I feel like, of course, it's amazing like that we offer like the training, the resources, the winning products, feedback, all that stuff, like the tactical stuff. Because obviously you need that strategy, right? But I think also like an important aspect, bro, is the community. It's the culture that we built. It's like even the other like I don't know when this was, like a month ago maybe. Like we got 2 clients that just weren't a good fit. I was like, bro, now we got to get these people out of here. Like this is not a good fit. We're maintaining like this culture of excellence, of not mediocrity. It's like we want everyone in there to be great. And so, like you just said, if you're ever feeling down, if you're ever not feeling motivated, open up the wins chat or even like throw that in like in the Discord, bro. And someone's gonna get back to you. I'll get back to you, Nico, Hugo, whoever, and we're gonna help you out. But I think that's like truly such an important aspect that I'm so glad that you mentioned, man. And based on how things are going right now, I mean, you just ended last month at 700, this last month at 14K in profit. What do you think the next 6 to 12 months are going to look like for you with TikTok Shop?
So the goal is to just always stay above 10. I want to make that baseline. And if I just do what I've been doing, it should happen. We'll see. And there's always room to improve. There's always ways to improve the videos, hit more pain points, throw more overlays, layovers. There's just always ways to improve. So if you feel like that's baseline, find where you can improve, and those numbers should go up.
Yeah.
And again, all that was commission, no retainers. So I kind of want to look into retainers.
Yeah, just don't get into retainer out like Roberto the other day.
I know, I know.
But yeah, dude, that could be
Shout out,
a
Roberto.
great way to kind of like double your income, man. And yeah, dude, I mean, like I genuinely believe, Irvin, I know your baseline is going to be 10K. I know sometimes it's kind of scary putting that out. Like, damn, am I going to be able to maintain 10K every month? But yeah, I just have a really good feeling. And with your work ethic, I know that's going to be your new baseline. And I know like you can strive for way more and you're going to hit way bigger numbers than 14K. Like when I was like my first goal getting started with shop was obviously the same, like 10K months. And then baseline became like 20Ks. And then now like last month, I think I did 30K with retainers. I was like, fuck, like, am I going to be able to do this again? Like once you get like higher, it's like, it's scary. You know, it's like, am I going
That's
to be able to actually
crazy,
do this?
man.
And then this last month I did a 40K month. I was like, okay, yeah,
Dude,
you
that's
know,
crazy.
yeah, we're going to be able to maintain it. So just like always keep that mindset of like,
Yeah,
you know, I'm not going to worry if I'm going to be able to do it again. Like, I know I can do this again. I absolutely know if the inputs are there, I'm going to be able to do it. So I have full belief in you, man. I know you're going to be able to. And I know you're a big mindset guy too. You know, you do a lot of Joe Dispenza. I think you said you went to one of his retreats too. So you know the power of mindset.
absolutely, man. Absolutely. Yeah, I practice that. I meditate that, especially with my partner. We're both really into that, just taking time away from life to really regroup and just get our mind right before we put out our outputs to the world.
Yeah. Yeah. It all starts here, bro. It has to.
Yeah.
You know, it all starts here. It has to. Um, 1,000%, bro. And I mean, I want to ask, like, what would you say surprised you the most about the program? Like, did you have any misconceptions? Because I know, you know, especially with a lot of people that maybe they've never done a business model like this, or they see so many people online just like flexing and talking about how you can make so much money with the business model. Like, people get the wrong impression, right? So, did you have maybe any misconceptions before joining?
So I wouldn't say I had misconceptions because I did have prior experience with masterminds or like communities like this. I had done it for I was a realtor back in the day, so I did it
Hmm.
for real estate, for tattooing. I got into a mentorship, and then that got me to where I am now. Very grateful for that. So I had already trusted the process, but it's still scary because you don't really know what the outcome will be with this particular person or this particular community or group. But and people can call them pyramid schemes. I think it's just more of a personal experience, but if you just trust the process and look at the reviews, look at the feedback, you're obviously doing these interviews for a reason. They're very honest and genuine. You
Yeah.
know, you do your research and you just decide to trust somebody and take a risk because everything in life is a risk anyway. So, you
Yeah.
know, I took a shot, I invested in myself, took the risk, and it paid off. It's paying off so far.
1,000%, dude. It's more than paid off now, and I know you're going to continue to crush. And yeah, dude. I mean, I think like the main thing before you invest into something is like the three things I like to look at, because I've made a ton of investments. The same thing, like business mentorships, programs, mindset stuff. The three things I always like to look at is like, number one, is this person actively doing the business model? Like, are they like still crushing with whatever they say they're crushing with, or are they just like coaching, right? So I like to make sure that they're still doing the business model. Number two is, are they helping other people get results? Because it's a different thing if you're really good at something, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you're a good teacher or a good coach and you can help other people. So I want to make sure they're able to get other people results. And the third thing is like, do I just align with them, like with their morals, with their values? Like, if I feel like I can't relate to them, or they're just like not a man of God or a woman of God, it's like, that's probably not someone I really want to like work with. Like, even though you're great and all, it's just like, I don't really want my life to look like yours, right? So
Yeah.
those are the three things I look at, and I feel like that's a pretty good kind of like litmus test to tell if you want to invest into someone, you know. Um, but yeah, bro. So if someone is on the fence about joining 7FA, what would you tell them? Like, why should they take action now?
I'm gonna say, man, you're gonna be in the same position you're gonna be in unless you make a big change, unless you make a big investment. And worst case, you take a shot and it doesn't work out for you. But best case, you take a shot and then you see $14,000 a month, $30,000 a month, because you're gonna be in that same position anyway. So if you are on the fence, I'll say that the person you become on the way from everything you learn from this is worth way more than any kind of income you're gonna inevitably earn, because
Yeah,
you learn so many skills doing this. And whether I continue to do this very long term, now I'm so much better at marketing. I can maybe make my own product in the future and market that
yeah,
because I've learned how to hit those pain points, how to structure a video, and I've just really leveled up this year as a person. Obviously, aside from my finances, my mentality, my discipline, and my dedication would not have happened with a program like 7FA.
1,000%, man. Yeah, and you know, it's like the saying, you know, it's easy to make $1 million, but what's hard is becoming the person that's worthy of that. Because like there's so many skills that you have to develop,
Yeah,
like not even just the tactical skills, but like the discipline, the mindset, the ambition, like showing up every single day. So it's like the person that ultimately you become at the end of this, that's what makes it worth it, right? Because you know you can carry this into any other venture that you want to do. It's like you just said, bro. Like, if you want to continue tattooing, it's like now you know how to make amazing content. Now you know how to put out 5 to 10 pieces of content every day. Now you know how to grab people's attention so you can grow that business if that's what you want to do.
yeah.
But you can apply this into literally anything. And so my last question for you, Irvin, is, you know, if you had any final thoughts that you want to share with the viewers, whether it's like a lesson, advice, whatever you want to share, what would you leave them with?
Yeah, so I'll say this, if you feel like you're meant for more, if you feel like you're not where you want to be, where you should be, and any part of this resonates with you, you have to take the chance. Otherwise, nothing changes. And only you can make that change, right? Like you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. So if you're coachable, if you're willing to put in the work and refuse to quit, because my account had gotten banned right after our Miami retreat,
Yeah.
and I'll be honest, I was close to like taking a break, just maybe calling it quits even. But then I had got the account back, and I was just like, okay, I got it back. What am I complaining about? So I refused to quit. That was the biggest thing. And had my account not got banned, maybe I wouldn't be as disciplined as I am now. But either way, I refused to quit. And 7 months later, I'm seeing great results. Whether it's a month or two in, I gave myself a year. Realistically, if I don't see any real results, maybe I'll second think everything.
Hmm.
But if any part of you feels like you resonate with this and that you can do this and you're coachable, then I would just take the risk and do it because you have nothing else to lose, to be honest.
Yeah, 1,000%, man. And I think it's a really good way to put it, dude. Like a year of like actually doing this too, not just like half-assing it, skipping like weeks of posting, like actually doing it every day. There's no way you don't come out on top. There's no way you don't come out with some sort of results if you actually dedicate yourself every day and do this for a year. And yeah, man, that's the thing that not a lot of people talk about. It's like, can you keep going when the bad shit inevitably happens? You know, because stuff is always gonna happen, and you're just gonna have to like keep going. It's like, are you gonna be able to keep going? So when that account ban happened, I mean, I think that it's happened like literally everybody at one point, like
That
all
was
the
hard,
top
yeah.
affiliates, right? Like it's happened to me so many times, right? But I mean, you only have two options, bro. You're either gonna give up, like 99% of people
Quit
will do in that
or you keep
situation,
going.
or you keep going, bro. It's like, which one are you gonna do, right? And I mean, clearly you kept going. It paid off, and yeah, dude. I appreciate your time. I appreciate the advice that you just gave, my man. I know it's gonna resonate with a ton of people. If you guys watching this do want to check out 7FA, the program that Irvin did for TikTok Shop Affiliate, just click that top link inside the description. And I hope you guys have a beautiful, blessed rest of your day.